I really wanted to move here, and I wanted to change my current life at the time, which was finance, a desk job, corporate job. And I wanted a slower, more simple life. So that's what I feel like the island gives you too. A simple life where everything is much more meaningful. I wasn't really sure if this was the right thing to do. What type of person will sacrifice financial stability for something super unknown? Ako si David Del Rosario. I am the chef and owner of CEV. Taga Manila ako. Pero lumipat ako dito in 2017, 2018. So mga 6 years na ako sa Siargao. Okay naman ang buhay isla. Mas mabagal, pero yun yung hinahanap ko rin. When I first learned about Siargao, it was a surf island, and that's what interested me about Siargao. I wanted to improve my surfing. I slowly realized that it was more than surfing. It was the people here. It was the beauty of the nature around this island. I really wanted to move here, and I wanted to change my current life at the time, which was finance, a desk job, corporate job. And I wanted a slower, more simple life. Like on a daily basis, everything you do is more meaningful. It's less robotic, I think, here on the island. But also the locals here are such an amazing group of people also. The community and the locals here, they're really what drives the magic of Siargao. Ito si Pat, ang superstar staff namin. Tagal lang sa akin yan. Kilala ng lahat ng tao dito. So ano, saan tayo bibili, Pat?
Dito tayo.
Yung isda?
Yung isda para
Ay, ito, baka pwede to. Salindato to, pero hindi masyadong fresh.
mabutuman mo.
Oo nga. Saan yung kuyabutan? Wala pang kuyabutan. Ay, ito. Baka pwede to. Langog. So we source everything from the market here, and the fish is just caught just outside of General Luna. That's why I think the fish is also very fresh when people eat it here. It's because after 30-40 minutes that they catch the big fish, it comes to CEV, we fillet it, we clean it, and then we store it in the chiller right away. So that's how, I think that's as fresh as it can get if you're looking at a restaurant setting. So usually kami, we go through ilang kilo per day binibili natin, mga 20 to 30 ginagamit namin, 20 to 30 kilos per day. Ito 25. So this could last one day. Depende kung gaano ka busy yung restaurant. Maybe more. Kasi pag tuna kasi, mabigat yung ulo. So, and yung tail rin. So, we usually get mga 50% lang nito ng weight. So, yung hinahanap namin, syempre yung mata dapat clear. Kasi pag cloudy na yung mata, chances are luma na yan or matagal na yang wala sa tubig. So, mga more than a few hours na yan. Kasi like they said, 15 to 20 minutes lang yung biyahe nila from the water. So kaya rin masarap yung fish namin is from 20 minutes from the water going here, it travels to our restaurant, which is another 10 to 15. So more or less, mga 30 to 40 minutes from the water lang yan, diretso na sa restaurant. And then we also look at the gills. So dapat red na red yan, hindi gray. Minsan pag gray yan, kasi it's very red. If it's gray, hindi na siya fresh. So yan, so dadali namin sa restaurant later, fi-fillet namin yan. Yun. Kinilaw is something I feel represents the Philippines very much because it is a raw seafood ingredient, which could be fish, shrimp, squid, or anything like that, that is marinated in vinegar, and then you have onions, ginger. It's very vibrant, reminds you of the sea, reminds you of the islands of the Philippines. And I feel like it should be promoted more. I think it's under-promoted. I think in restaurants, especially like in Manila, you don't see a lot of kinilaw because it's mainly just an appetizer in a restaurant somewhere, but not highlighted as a restaurant. And so I wanted to promote it more. That when you think about Filipino food, you don't just think about adobo, you don't think about lechon, you think about kinilaw as well as another dimension to Filipino cooking. Ceviche is very popular around the world. And in my research and in my travels around the world, I've realized that there's only a few countries that really have a raw fish or a raw seafood dish like ceviche. And the Philippines is the only country, from my knowledge, that has a raw fish dish or raw seafood dish that uses vinegar. All the other countries use citrus or lime or lemon. And that to me is very unique, and that to me is something worth highlighting and worth promoting. Malaki. Pira ka naman to.
Malaki po.
Oo, kakadating lang. O hindi? During my finance days when I was working, I first worked in BPI, and then I worked around the asset management industry or the stockbroking industry. I was working in finance for 9 years. In the beginning, I enjoyed myself a lot because, when you first graduate from college, you learn a lot of things. It was very exciting, but after a while, being in the stockbroking industry, it's all about money, because in stockbroking and asset management and investing, you're only looking for companies that how much more they will make, how fast they will grow, and just all about profits. And after a while, it became very empty, and it was just all about money. For my definition of financial success, I think I was reaching it at the time already. And that's when I realized na ito na lang ba yun, na I feel like I'm already successful in my job, but it feels so empty in this place. And that's when I started to try and discover more what really made me happy. As a person, I personally just really love cooking. I love eating more than cooking, actually. So that's what drove my passion to get out of finance and pursue a dream of mine, which was to open a restaurant. I wasn't really sure if this was the right thing to do kasi syempre, financially I was stable already. So what type of person will sacrifice financial stability for something super unknown? And so at first I went to Thailand to try to learn how to cook Thai food for 1 month. And I enjoyed that very much. And that's what really told me that I should pursue a career in cooking. So that's when I thought of going to cooking school. I was 30 already, medyo matanda na ako noon. But and it was a big risk in my career. Sinacrifice ko lahat yun just to pursue this dream of mine. So CEV actually was my thesis in cooking school and restaurant management school. So I conceptualized a restaurant where I would promote this dish, Kinilaw, which is similar to ceviche, to tourists that come to Siargao, because during my trips here, I saw that there's a lot of very young, adventurous, and also very food-driven people. And so I thought it would be the right place to open this type of restaurant. So in New York, of course, there's no Kinilaw restaurants, but there are cevicherias. So ceviche is like the South American version of Kinilaw and vice versa. So I interned in a cevicheria called Mission Ceviche. And at the time, it was just a stall in a market na they were just serving ceviche. And a small stall, maybe 10 square meters. And coming from cooking school, my classmates would question why I was there. They would think that, why are you in this little stall where we're all in Michelin restaurants, fancy fine dining restaurants? And my answer was simple. It's because I knew what I wanted to do. I don't care if it's as simple as it seems, but this is what resonates the most to me in my heart. And that's why I chose just ceviche. So I first opened CEV in October 2018. This was, of course, my first restaurant, and I had no experience in running a restaurant at all. So it was all very new to me. And so I partnered with a bar called Loose Keys. Siya yung parang the most popular bar at the time here in Siargao, a very cool surf-oriented bar. I really wanted also to be part of their team, so we teamed up. And so when I opened CEV, it was all me, from the finances, the social media, the dining, the kitchen, the operations, everything. Gusto kong I am involved in every part of the business. So even with this restaurant now, which is our 4th location, everything here was done by me and my wife. So we try to use everything in the fish, especially yung mga tira-tira dito kasi sayang rin. Yeah, so all the trimmings like this, and yung mga other parts of the fish na hindi namin ginagamit, sinasama namin sa spring roll sa fish ball. Kailangan rin kasi diba dito sa isla, we have to be more aware of the amount of waste we generate. So at least we try to use everything. Yung ulo lang ng tuna, kinakain na lang namin yan. Yung panga ginagawa naming appetizer rin, pati yung belly. Because I did everything myself in the beginning. I did the reservations, I did the financing, I did the kitchen, I did the dining. So after a while, napagod rin ako. And so, na-realize ko rin that I needed to start to delegate. And actually, right now is the transitioning of me from being super hands-on to delegating more things. So ito si Pat. So nagkakilala kami nito ni Pat during the pandemic. Guest chef ako in one of the restaurants and she was a line cook. And then, ayun, one thing led to another and nandito na siya. So during the pandemic and also after the storm, kaming tatlo mag-asawa nito. Sorry. So tinutulungan nila ako sa pag-rebuild ng house, and then ako rin, tinatry ko rin silang tulungan sa pag-rebuild ng house nila. So tulungan lang kami dito. And then ito si Harold, ito si Don, ang head chef namin dito. Gano'ng katagal na to? 2 years. So 2 years siya dito sa bagong location, because this location has just been 2 years old. We had 3 other locations before this. Dahil sa mga challenges sa island. So si Don taga Butuan, pati to si Carlo pala. So si Carlo, ikaw ba yung pinakabago? Ikaw, di ba? Ilang months ka na?
3 months po.
3 months pa lang si Carlo, taga Butuan, kakilala naman ni Don. Ako, I prefer to hire yung mga kakilala na ng mga trusted people ko dito para at least maganda na yung rapport, di ba? And we trust each other and we all love each other. So, okay ka pa dito, Carlo?
Yes, sir. Okay na ako.
And then ito si Jade. Gano'ng katagal ka na dito, Jade?
Almost 2 years na po siya.
Almost. So ito ang manager namin, si Tina. Gano'ng katagal ka na sa SEV? 2 years? Yes. So siya nag-start rin dito sa bagong location. So after nung audit, we had to reset SEV, reset the team, reset the location. So si Tina yung naging manager. Siya ang actually first manager ng SEV because before our operations here, wala kaming manager. Ako lang yon. So but the more na lumaki yung restaurant, especially now, kailangan ko na ng manager. Kailangan ko si Tina. Or else masisira ako ng ulo. And then ito si Shang. Siya ang cashier namin. So early siya today kasi she wanted to help out and help clean everything. So ayan, si Shang, cashier. Gaano katagal ka na sa SEV? 6 months na rin. So medyo bago lang rin. And so the rest of the dining team, they will arrive at 11:30. That's when we start setting up the dining area, and then mga 12 open na kami.
Ano ginagawa mo doon?
Tinatanggal ko po yung panga para po sa appetizer namin. Minamarinate ko to para sa order. Ito po. Yung pagkain niya po at sobrang nakaka-amaze. Kakaiba po dito sa isla. Kaya na sinabi ko sa sarili ko, dito talaga sa SEV na ano ko po yung lahat na experience yung kakaiba.
Hi, ako nga pala si Don Simonda. I'm 30 years old and taga-Butuan po ako.
Gaano ba kalayo yung Butuan dito?
Kung ita-travel, almost 4 hours yung biyahe talaga. Malapit na.
Bangka.
Opo. Tsaka bus. Almost 3 years na ako. 2 years ako dito sa almost 2 years na ako.
Kamusta naman po ang buhay isla?
Slow. Slow lang, maganda. Tapos, hindi kakaiba sa city. Sa city, napaka stress dito. Parang ano lang, nasa bahay ka lang. Bahay, trabaho. Yun lang.
Nagsiserve ka din?
Hindi.
Kamatambay?
Sa dagat. Sa menu namin, isa sa pinaka, ko talaga, yung Santa Monica. Sarap, very unique. And yung Santa Monica, kasi yung kinilaw natin, usual Filipino kinilaw, suka lang, din ganyan. So sa Santa Monica, doon ko nalaman na yung pwede pala magko-complement yung squash sa isda, sa ceviche. So yun, Chef David, tinuturuan talaga kami kung ano yung tama talaga. So nandyan siya sa aming tabi in times of our needs, and yes, David, hindi kami pinapababayaan talaga.
So it was doing really well, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hit. And so we had to switch because people on the island had to leave and there was no more tourists here. And I had to adapt to the people that were living here, and so we had to change into sandwiches, which was something I was also passionate about. I love very creative style sandwiches. So we did that for a few months in the pandemic, but after a while, more people left. And so we had to close SEV for the remainder of the pandemic. But yun, so after the pandemic, we had to switch locations because Loose Keys didn't open anymore after the pandemic in that same location. And so we moved to a place called Bravo in front of a skate bowl. After that, Odette happened. So Odette was December 2021. That was the worst experience of my life, I would say, because it was a Category 5 typhoon, and literally it was like a bomb was dropped in Siargao. So the next day after the typhoon, no trees, no grass, it was all brown, looked like a desert, everything was almost flat. So all the buildings were down, everything was just destroyed. So me personally, we were building a house, our personal home, and the first day that we were supposed to move into the house was the day of the typhoon. So our house was destroyed, and we were never really able to move into our house when we built it. So we moved in, sira na siya. So we lived with zero electricity, zero water, so our water was from the well for 3 months, and it was very challenging. We tried to help our community as much as possible, rebuilt as much as we could. The rebuilding and the recovery from Odette has been so fast. It's been just over 2 years, and we are in a place or at a point where it's busier than it was, I think, in 2018, 2019. I think that's a testament to the willpower of the people here and how strong the community is, that we were able to rebuild in that short span of time and rebuild it to a point where you don't even notice there was a really bad typhoon that happened here.
Chef, kumusta?
Okay naman.
Kamusta ang afternoon service?
Very good, very good. Busy, daming customer, full house, yes.
Ano yung medyo maraming orders ngayon?
Ngayon, Pacifico, GL, pero yung guyam rin kasi I think maraming Pinoy, so parang sinuglaw kasi yung guyam eh. May grilled belly, so in-order rin yun ngayon. Yung iba kasi may components na kailangan lutuin, like we have to grill the belly, maybe we have to grill the shrimp also. So there are other things that have to be cooked. But kung for example you order the Pacifico, everything is already pre-prepared. So parang halo-halo lang yan, lalagay ko lang lahat. Like now, ito. We have 2 main bestsellers and 2 appetizers that are bestsellers. So I'll start with the appetizer. First one is the grilled fish belly. So all our appetizers, they're the cuts of the fish that we don't use for the ceviche and the kinilaw. That's kind of our way of using the entire fish. So of course the belly, so we serve it grilled, and we have a roasted bell pepper puree that we make specifically for that belly. And that's mixed in with tuba, which is a local vinegar. It's actually coconut nectar that's fermented. The tuba is from Siargao. We get it from various suppliers here. And then the other bestseller is the spring rolls. Again, those are the offcuts of the fish that we mince. We add a few ingredients, and some customers actually think it's meat. They think it's either ground pork or ground beef, but it's actually 100% fish. And so we serve that with a blue cheese and kind of like a spicy chili garlic oil on top. Gordon Ramsay once said that you cannot mix fish with blue cheese. But we tried it and it was good, so we put it in the menu. So Gordon Ramsay has to try it, I guess. And then for the mains, we have the first is the Pacifico. This is a ceviche. There's boiled kamote or sweet potato. There's grilled corn. There's cornic or fried corn. There's fried kamote also. They're like parang picnic, the picnic snacks, but we make that in-house. Raw onions, spring onions, and then we do the leche de tigre. So the leche de tigre is a sauce of ceviche, but for us, we add coconut milk. And we use calamansi juice rather than lime juice, because calamansi juice is of course local to the Philippines, and to us the sourness of it is a lot more pungent, it's stronger. The next is the General Luna, and the General Luna is a kinilaw. So what we do with the kinilaw is first it's tuba, and then we have some ginger, onions, little bit of chili, some sugar, salt, and all that just to balance the marinade of it. And then we put the fish in there, but then we also put tausi or salted black beans. And then we put a little bit of diced red bell pepper, and that's your kinilaw. And then we serve that on a plate with spiced mango and ensaladang talong, which is grilled eggplant with a little bit of tuba again, some garlic, some salt. And then we garnish it with the fried kamote to add a bit of crunch to it. On the side of the General Luna or all our kinilaws, we always have garlic rice. Hi guys. Musta? How was your meal in Cev?
So good.
Good. First time nyo?
Second.
Second na. Second na. O so lahat second na.
Sila madali.
Ikaw. Marami mong beses. Thank you so much. Ano yung favorite nyo so far?
I think mine's still the Pacifico.
Ako rin, favorite ko yun actually.
Grabe siya.
Pacifico nga masarap. Where are you from?
England.
England and? Both from England.
He's half English, half Dutch, and lives in Barcelona.
There we go. Man of the world. You had the kinilaw, right?
Is that the general?
That's the General
that's
Luna.
What I had. It was
And what did
gorgeous.
you think about the kinilaw? The General
Amazing.
Luna? You like it?
I have the same thing every time.
Oh, really?
So good.
Okay. And you, the Santa Monica, I guess, right? Looks like you liked it as well.
Yeah, I just mixed everything in. Very
Awesome.
Good, with extra rice.
Right.
Are you?
Welcome back to Cev. So these are our friends from Siargao. Anne? Marta? Nice to
I'm the
meet you.
biggest fan of your set.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Everything was good?
Everything
Service
was
was great?
fantastic.
Or any feedback or anything?
Because I can't really eat in mine, you know what I'm saying?
So daily operations has changed over the years because we've gotten so much busier. To me, my priority is the happiness of my staff and their well-being. And so we had to close in the middle of the day, and we also have to close at 9 strictly because I don't want them to stay too long. Of course, they have families, so they go home, they still get to see their families, they come back to Cev. Maybe they take a nap at home. So it's a good work-life balance, I think, and that's what I still want to promote. Ayoko yung pukpukan kasi we play a long game, and if pagod na pagod sila every day, and they've been working for 5 years here, 4 years, 2 years, then pagod na sila. I want them to still be fresh and still be happy to go to work. Tao lang tayo, di ba? And we get tired. And we need rest, and we need to do things that make us happy to be happy. We can't work every day. And I've been through long hours also in the corporate life, and so I know what it's like to be very, very tired. And when I worked in New York for a bit, you know, people in New York work long, long, long hours. And I see how people get burnt out. And so I didn't want that to happen to my staff. So even if I'm doing something I love, of course, you get tired and you get burnt out. And that's why it needs to be something you love. Because if you don't love what you're doing and you don't believe in what you're doing and you don't see an end goal, you don't have this dream of yours, then most likely you will give up or transition to something else. I love food, and I love Kinilaw, and I love my staff, and I love this restaurant, and I love our customers. And so that makes me keep going, and that dedication to my dream helps me keep going. Kasi honestly, right now I am extremely burnt out. But that's how life is, of course, right? It's a process, and I would like to get better and improve and be stronger as a person as you know, the months and the years go by. Ay, 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 ay. Dito yung workshop ng asawa ko. So, this is my wife, Charlotte.
Hello.
She is currently working on the next graphic design for Sev's t-shirt. So, the next t-shirt. Cheers.
Cheers to the next t-shirt.
So, we are drinking vermouth with lemon.
Yes, a little bit of camphor.
A little bit of influence from my wife because she's French and she likes drinking this as an aperitivo.
Yes, it's like
Aperitif.
a symbolic drink for us.
Yeah.
So the day he opened CEV, I was landing in Siargao on that same day.
So we saw each other. She walked in with her friend Camille, who is also based in Siargao.
Which is the reason why I first visited Siargao.
That's why she came to Siargao, because she's really close to Camille. And they went to CEV. And then one thing led to another. It felt very like really real, the connection just through Instagram.
And we were just talking every single day, so at some point after 3 months I think we said, okay, we've been talking every day, maybe we should just meet and see if it's gonna lead to anywhere. So
For the first time ever, after that first encounter, and then the rest is history.
Ilang taon na po kayo married?
We have been married for a year.
yeah,
1 year.
How's the married life?
same.
Same as how it
Same.
was before, so nothing really changed except we are married.
Yeah. I was gonna say except we have rings, but
Ah,
he took it up.
it's
so
there. I'm getting fatter. Doesn't fit anymore.
So yeah, same. Well, mostly from the, I would say, branding and illustration, because the concept is more him. But together, like, we brainstorm on how to change the branding of how it was before. Bravo, it was more of like a surf shack, and now it's more of a mid-century modern, which is our favorite word, and style. So for the t-shirt, I thought it was important to actually put the restaurant itself on the t-shirt, because again it was a new space and it was the first time that it's really Sev's space and it's not Sev in someone else's space, so it was quite nice to put it up front on the t-shirt.
Beach. Thank you.
Beer label.
Yeah.
This is David's
And then
personal
this
art.
one is my personal art. Looks like a 5-year-old drew it.
But it looks great.
But
it's framed in Sev.
It's framed in Sev, so this was the first version, and then I did a cleaner one, and it's there in Sev now. Yeah, my masterpiece of ugly fish. Alam na niya eh. Okay, brother. Okay. The end goal of Sev, to be honest, is just to keep doing what we're doing, to keep promoting Kinilaw, to keep promoting our restaurant, leveling up. So the food that we have in Sev now, to be honest, is the most basic, or I would say level 1 of what I could achieve down the line. At some point, maybe we open Sev somewhere else, but that is a question of, do I just want to stay here, live a simple life, and promote Kinilaw only in Siargao? And so right now, it's of course sounding more like I'm just going to stay in Siargao because I'm happy here. Me and my wife and my dog live here. We have a nice, happy family here. We're still here, still going strong. Hopefully another 6-7 years, we're still here and still going strong.
Come on, Bob.
Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going?
Hey, puppy.
Brother! Let's go. Okay.
I feel like it's great because I feel supported as well. Like we both kind of are going towards the same direction, and it's very easy also to navigate. It's not like we have super different mindset or aim for each other. So we're happy where we are and looking towards the same direction. I would hope that CEV keeps doing as good as it's doing now, and that in some way David can still find a bit of more free time for himself, so he can, feel a bit more, how can I say this, less stressed from it. But I still hope that CEV goes as well as it's going now. And I think we have more projects of like merch and stuff like this for CEV, so that's pretty exciting. And I also hope that he can find pockets of maybe tweaking the menu a little bit so that he can also find his creativity within CEV again.
If CEV didn't happen, I wouldn't have my wife, I wouldn't have my dog, I wouldn't have this beach in front of me, I wouldn't have the house we live in, I wouldn't have the staff, I wouldn't have the friends that I have here now, I wouldn't have the surf that I used to do before, and I just wouldn't have this amazing experience that I have every day of waking up in this beautiful island with a lot of beautiful people and interacting with many different people every day that appreciate the hard work and passion that I put into CEV, and it's definitely an eye-opener to reflect on it now in this video. It has made me appreciate it a bit more. But yes.